Hi guys, welcome back. We are going to pretty much talk about something, but first of all, I want to testify. But also, wait. Like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you. I want to testify really quick about growth. Have you ever been in a season to where you just like, oof, I'm just feeling away, but I don't know exactly what this is? Let me testify for a moment. So for me, in my growing season, when I was growing, as I'm growing, even right now, sometimes growth feels as if it's like a type of pain almost, like it's a stretching. So it's like, ooh, what is going on right now? Why am I feeling like this? Y'all, when I tell y'all, it's gonna be them 3 years again. In them 3 year processes, or in them three-year spans, I was feeling weird. I'm like, what is going on with me? As we go to level, we experience this growth period. And in the growth period, even when you think of it as a child, when you're a child, your experience, first of all, it's the little baby, the little infant. You like, okay, it's an infant, it's going through whatever it's going through. As it grows as a toddler, they get their little personalities. They going from one stage to the other one. Then they go to, teenage, and then it's another phase. What I'm saying is, in growth, there's different phases. It's different phases of growth. And what I experienced was, I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's going on with me, but I believe it's growth. It's me going to the next level, connecting myself to the next level. Okay, next level. Okay, next level. And in the next level, sometimes it looked like it's so blurry and it looked like it's so unfamiliar, but you're still like, okay, I still have to go to this next level. In this next level, there's something in me that has to grow. Growth, definition: the process of increasing in amount, value, or importance. The process of increasing in amount, that can mean increasing in your age. Any type of thing of amount, like money or whatever your amount is. Or maturation, maturity, increasing in the amount of maturity. Coming to, again, I'm always use that coming up to, because we got to come up to, period. And then value, know that you're valuable. You got to know your worth. Or importance. You got to know you're important. You got to know you're important to yourself and to other people. Growth sometimes feel like pain. And like I said before, it sometimes feels like you're experiencing pain because it's an unfamiliar place. So sometimes in growth, you're like, okay, I feel like it's stretching me. Oh, I feel like something is going on within myself. I don't know what it is. It's growth happening to you. Growth is trying to come upon you. Growth is growth. And the reason why I know it's growth is because what else is it? What else is it? Galatians 5 talks about the fruit of the Spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is some things that you can grow into in the spiritual realm. I think it's like verse 5, 22 and 23. Just go read that for yourself. But that really tell you the fruits of the Spirit, not with an S. The fruit of the Spirit is every component: that joy, that love, that self-control, just a few, gentleness. It's a few of them. It gives you exactly what you need to come up to in your growth with spirituality. That when people see the fruit, they see you as spiritual. And that's what you want to read. You want to read Galatians number 5, 22 to 23. James 1 and 2 through 4 says this: Dear brothers and sisters, when troubles of any kind come your way, consider it an opportunity, for you know that when your faith is tested, your endurance has a chance to grow. So let it grow. And for when your endurance is developed, you will be perfect and complete, needing nothing. But with that being said, what stuck out to me is consider it an opportunity. Most times we think, that when troubles come of any kind and it comes your way, we just consider it that it's just troubles, that it's a weight, But what if it's an opportunity of growth? What if them troubles that's coming upon you is an opportunity of growth so that you could be everything that you're supposed to be and learning in this period? What if things are coming up because it's an opportunity to grow in something? You know how like when something happened within work and it's like, okay, we have an opportunity here. They're not saying this is a bad thing. That's why they're calling it an opportunity, because this is something that you can grow in. This is something that you can get better in. A lot of times I believe growth is an opportunity for betterment. Ooh. Growth is an opportunity for betterment. So sometimes we just want to get better. And then I also want to point out too, when the scripture says your endurance has a chance to grow. Sometimes people don't want to endure because endurance is, again, it's pain. A lot of people don't want to experience pain. But when we endure like a good soldier, I promise you, things get better for us and we can grow in maturation. We can grow in spirituality. We can grow in any type of thing when we can endure a season of pain, because we have to understand it's just a season of pain. Although, and in life, we're going to have those seasons of pain, whatever that is, whether it's, if that season of pain is loss, if that season of pain is gain, if that season of whatever the pain is, you're going to experience pain, but you also want to experience endurance in the pain, if that makes sense. So here's 12 ways that you can grow into a more mature person. Just being more mature in yourself, being more mature in your beliefs, and just coming up to what I think. Like I said, I believe that this podcast is things from God, and we're also kingdom's kids, period. We're kingdom's kids, but I also too want to talk to every not just women. I want to talk to women. I want to talk to men. I want to talk to kids, teens, boys, girls. And I want you to know that when coming up to, you have to, number one, you have to have self-awareness and take accountability. And understanding your emotions, motives, weaknesses, and strengths. You have to understand that. You have to know that you are, okay, I don't know exactly what it is that's going on, but you have to ask your question. Ask yourself a question. What is this that I'm experiencing? Understanding your emotions. Where is this coming from? Understanding your motive. Am I being good to someone? Is this okay? Like, let me just, asking yourself questions. Being honest with yourself about who you are and where you need growth. You gotta ask yourself, okay, at this stage of my life, who am I? Where is it that I can use that opportunity to get better in this growth period? You know what I mean? And then noticing patterns in your behavior. Because a lot of times we ignore that. And that's why we're continuing to still be that person, because we're literally ignoring the patterns in our behavior, and we're not seeing it as it is. Stop ignoring your behaviors and start to adjust and be better in your behaviors. Okay, I'm acting weird. Okay, I'm acting strange right here. Why am I shying away from this? Ask yourself those probing questions. Why does that matter? It matters because you can't grow if you don't see yourself clearly. So you want to use those because you got to see yourself. In the Bible, it even says you love your neighbor as yourself. And a lot of times we can't love our neighbor because we don't love ourselves. We don't even know who we are and how we are and none of that. So it's imperative to either, ask God, okay, God, show me who I am. And also sometimes we believe who we are because where we come from. But a lot of times God is trying to dismantle that and call you to a greater person. And that growth, like I said, that opportunity and growth, you got to come up to. I'm gonna continue to say that. Come up to. That's a saying for sure. Number 2 would be humility, and I'm not saying be humble to a place of bringing yourself low to a low place. No, being willing to learn. That's a big one because it's a lot of people that just want to be the teacher and nobody wants to be the learner. And it's okay to learn. It's okay to take instructions from someone. Admitting your mistakes. Admitting your mistakes. Okay, you made a mistake. Get better and don't cause it to be a decision that you make. Mistakes are different than decisions. Admit the mistake and don't turn back to it again. Receive correction. Oof, that's a good one because a lot of times we feel beat up when somebody tell us like, girl, no, I think that sweater, or girl, if we even be honest, some people be like, girl, I don't know if I should tell my friend if she this or she's smelling away or she this or she that, but you should, and you on the other hand should receive correction and know who it's coming from. Receive that correction well. Recognizing that you don't have all the answers. We don't have all the answers, so it's okay to get help from people. We can say, okay, friend or pastor or mama or dad, I need some answers. I need some answers. Or God. God is the number one. Ain't no or God. God is the number one choice. We want to ask, okay, God, I need some answers. Could you guide me? Humility, coming, and it's not more so because a lot of people get mad about humble. We're not saying, God, bring me all the way down. No, being humble as to you're not always going to have the answer. You're not gonna. You can say, I don't know. You know what I mean? You don't have to always be like, oh, I got the answer. This is that. Da da da. No. Humility opens the door to wisdom, compassion, and connection. I love that. So humility isn't, like I said, beaten. It ain't like coming all the way low. It's, you still have confidence when you have humility. Then number 3 is compassion and empathy. I'll say the reason why I say compassion is because it's so caring, and empathy is because we don't sympathize with people. So with that being said, being able to understand and feel with others, being able to understand and feel with others. Like, yes, I understand that. That is really, having compassion. I am so sorry that happened to you. Having compassion and empathy towards someone when they're going through whatever they're going through. And also with yourself, because a lot of times people beat up on themselves and they think that they're not able to come back from something that happened to them that happened to us that we didn't think that would happen to us. Because sometimes we have this thing to where we like, okay, I want to be this at 30. I want to do that. And we beat ourselves over our heads because we didn't accomplish that goal. Responding with kindness instead of judgment. A lot of times, people, we are literally responding to people, and we as even Christians or we as believers of God, we respond to people with judgment so quickly, not understanding that they will turn their backs on God because it's you that they're coming in contact with. We have to understand that. No, be kind to the people. Let's be kind to the people and let's understand where they're coming from. And that's not just, oh, the Bible says, like, not saying that we can't give them scripture, but let's also, give them kindness. Let's also give them kindness. Empathy deepens your ability to serve and love others. Yes, because when you can empathize with people, you now can come to a level of accountability to where you can love on them and you can serve them and you can be with them and you can literally flourish with them. Okay, so number 4 will be responsibility. Responsibility is taking ownership of your decisions, your behaviors, and growth. Taking owning of your decisions, the way you make decisions, You have to be responsible enough to make these decisions, the correct decisions, the decisions that's going to allow you to come up to everything that you're supposed to come up to. You're responsible now. We're adults, y'all. We are the new adults. We are the new adults. And then not blaming others for everything. A lot of times we as humans will play the blame game. Oh, this person did this to me. Oh, that person did this to me. Take responsibility of what you did too. Take responsibility of what you caused to. Take responsibility of what happened with you in this growing process. You have to grow, and you also have to be realistic about every single thing that ever happened and also every single thing that is happening. This is maturity in action. Oh, yes, I love that. That's good. This is maturity in action. We got to understand that. When we take responsibility and we make decisions, good decisions, and try to be everything, that's literally good. Wow. Patience is number 5. Being able to wait without becoming angry or frustrated. Because we do that. We like why do I have to wait? And like, again, last podcast, I think the last episode was about waiting or something, I think. In the waiting process, and you transitioning all that in that waiting area. The patience that comes with it, we have to be patient. We gotta wait without becoming angry or frustrated. We gotta know that. We can't get in our emotions in our patient realm. While we're being patient, don't get in your emotions, because that can literally trigger something totally different and you miss out on everything that God was trying to get to you. So you want to make sure you be focused and go into what God has for you. Trusting the process even when growth is slow, because sometimes it be slow. You be like, okay, even growth in something that you're doing, like even for us, the podcast, it looks like it's slow, but God told us to produce so that he can bless. We don't know exactly what time he gonna bless it, but you have to be. Obedience opens the door. Obedience is literally the key of success. So we can't, just because it's not looking like how we want it to look, doesn't mean that we should get into defeat. No, that's not what we ought to do. Patience often reflects inner peace and truth in something larger than yourself. So it's bigger than me. Growth is bigger than you. Growth isn't always about you. Growth sometimes is about a community or someone higher than you. Number 6 is wisdom. Seeing beyond the surface of a situation. Because a lot of times when you just see it at eye level, the situation, you sometimes just be like, I'm gonna go for her. But when you see it higher than that, when you see it beyond the surface of that situation, you're like, you know what? Let me see this. Let me look at this situation. Wait, pausing is imperative, because and if I be honest, pausing is very imperative, because you don't want to just, I'm gonna wait because that might be the next point. But yeah. Then thinking before acting. That's what I was about to say. You do not want to act before you think. You want to think first. You want to be able to think about that thing. Like, maybe let me think about it first before I create an action or before I create a decision that may mess me up in the long run. Learning from experience. In wisdom, you learn from experiences. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I've been through there. Tell me, I was almost about to say something. But the devil in my choices was taking me through there. You hear me? Listen, it was my choices and the enemy and every single thing, my environment and what I was trying to experience was trying to take me straight down through there. Okay? But it didn't. Wisdom connects maturity with spiritual insight. Wisdom is beautiful. Wisdom is probably one of the most beautiful things you can do, or most beautiful things that you can take place in, because it's like it allows you, when you don't be so impulsive, you don't just act. When I tell you wisdom teaches, wisdom is so beautiful, y'all. Use wisdom. That's probably one of my favorite ones. Emotional regulation is number 7. Responding to situations thoughtfully instead of reactive impulsively. I just said that. You can't react. Don't react quickly. You get in, somebody say something like, okay, friend, let's da da da. And you're like, all right, instead of thinking about it. Think first, then act. Think first, then act. Then not being controlled by anger, fear, or anxiety. Again, our emotions are indicators, not dictators. They don't move you. They're just letting you know a signal has came upon me. Ooh, I feel this way. This is what I just feel. This is an indicator. It's just telling me that I feel a way. This is not something that I should be making decisions with. This is not something I should be moving with. I'm not about to move because I am feeling a way. I'm about to feel this, face this, and then I'm going to see I'm going to use wisdom to see how I can move through this. This builds stability and inner peace. See what I mean? It builds stability and inner peace. Number 8 is forgiveness. We ought to forgive, letting go of resentment, even when it's difficult, because it be difficult, y'all. We gotta be realistic and know that it's gonna be a little heavy and it's gonna be a little hard, because what? Why are you playing with me? Why are you playing with me like that? Don't even play with me like that. We gotta we gotta literally let go of that resentment, even if it's difficult, even if it's something that we don't want to let go of. Let it go. And then releasing yourself from past hurt. It's so crazy because I was just telling my bestie something. She was talking about something. And I just literally was telling her, like, sometimes God puts stuff in our face so we can let that stuff go, because we growing. We in this growing spurt. We in this place to where God want to see ourselves differently. God want us to see ourselves way different than what we used to experience, what we used to go to, and what we used to believe. He want us to see ourselves higher than that. He want us to aim higher, like we said last video. Ooh, that aim higher was cold. Oh, okay, y'all. Forgiveness opens the path to freedom, healing, and love. I'm trying to tell you. And then gratitude. Y'all, we got to be thankful. Although Thanksgiving is over, we have to literally be thankful. We have to be literally thankful for our Lord. We have to be thankful for our children. We have to be thankful for our pastor, our community. We have to be thankful for our best friends and our friends. We have to be thankful for who the Lord is to us, who he is to us, y'all. Not just what he can bless us with, but the man is the man. The man is the man, and he is so good to us. He can be everything to you and more. And I want to introduce somebody on here. If you've never met Jesus, if you never met God for yourself, I dare you to ask him to come into your life, to come into your soul, to come into your spirit, and in the form that you would know him in. Can I introduce you to him? He's so good. And I want you to know that you can lean on God. You can cast all your cares upon him. I'm sorry, y'all. I felt that. Appreciating what you have instead of focusing on what's missing. Because a lot of times we focus on what's missing. I don't got this, and I don't got that, and I don't got this. Don't focus on what's missing. Focus on what's in front of you. Also, seeing life blessings even in the small things. Even in the small things, see it as a blessing. Ooh, this look good. Thank you. And also give thanks. Be appreciative to the small things. Be very appreciative to the small things. Gratitude strengthens both spiritual groundings and emotional well-being. Ooh, that's good. And then 10, integrity. Integrity is so good and it's so powerful. Aligning your actions with your values. If this is what you want to be, this is who you are, align yourself. Being trustworthy and honest. You don't want to be a liar. You don't want to be a liar. That's not okay. Even white lies are you considered a liar. You know what I mean? So you want to be you want to have integrity. No matter who you may lose, no matter what you may lose, but have integrity in yourself and in what you called to and what you supposed to be in. Spirituality without integrity becomes hollow. It does. Discernment is number 11. Being able to tell what is healthy, harmful, true, or misleading. Being able to tell. You got to notice it. And y'all, I ain't gonna lie. And with discernment, I had that. Like, I can literally tell what's going on with somebody by the blink. Like, I can literally, by the second of it. Like, I'd be like, okay. All right. You telling me you're the truth, but I don't know about that. And then making choices that reflects your deeper values. So again, you have to you have to stand on them principles of God. If you are with God and you are led by him, you're going to stand on them principles. You're going to be intentional on that. You know what I mean? You're going to allow God to be everything that he needs to be in you. And then your inner peace, cultivating a calm, centered state, even in chaos. You have to be calm. Sometimes you gotta do this. Do it with me. Sometimes you just gotta inhale and exhale. And then learning to trust rather than fear. Because sometimes we fear more than we trust. Like, oh, you got to expect the bad things to come true. Why? Why can't I expect the good things to come true before I expect the bad things to come true? Even though bad things come, let me expect good before I expect the bad. Like, what? This is often the fruits of spiritual growth. So today we talked about growth and different keys of growth. We talked about different keys and how you can mature in your growth level. But even when you feel in that stretch, even when you feel in that pour, sometimes it's growth happening to you. And accept growth happening to you so that you can get to the next level of your life. Sometimes you have to grow. It's almost like when you take a test. Testing is almost like growth, because when you think about testing, you can't go to the next level until that test is passed. So that's just like growth. I can't go to the next level of my life until this growth lesson is passed. I have to pass this growth lesson to get to this next blessing. Oh, okay. But for real, you have to literally go to the next level in your growth by continuing to let those things be. But I love y'all and thank you so much for watching my podcast. I love y'all so much. I love y'all. I love y'all down. But like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Bye.